everybody, it's Christina from Redefine Creative, and I am back with another process video for the Crafting at a Distance Challenge series. And this is a series that my friends Sarah and Susanna and I are doing, where we each issued a challenge over in the Rediscover Your Stash group. And so this is Sarah's challenge, which was called Just the Essentials. And so she gave us a list of materials we could use. And we were limited to one sheet of white cardstock and a bunch of pattern paper scraps. So I just went through my pattern paper bin and pulled out a bunch of things that I thought might work together. So they're all different collections, little pieces, big pieces, all kinds of different things that are kind of mismatched together. So I'm creating kind of a color blocked background. So I'm using this triangular kind of chevron paper from Amy Tangerine along the bottom. And then I have the yellow heart paper, which is also Amy Tangerine. And then I paired it with this pale blue that was from Pink Fresh Studio. So then I had this kind of weird shaped piece of black and white stripe left. And so I cut some really thin strips, and I'm going to use those to section off my different areas of pattern paper. And this really helps because it's a lot smaller print. It helps break up all of those sections, and I really like how that ends up looking. And so this was a really easy way, because washi tape wasn't on our list, as a way that I could break everything up and add that little pop of black and white. So then I'm going to take my photo, which is a 4x6, and put this black and white polka dot behind it. And then I'm just going to create some additional layers behind my photo. And so I go ahead and add in some of this like kind of dotted stripe. And then I'm also going to add some of this green. And I wanted just a touch of that green in there because there is green in the pattern paper along the bottom of my page, but there isn't in the rest. So I wanted that element to kind of show up along with my photo. But then I'm just kind of playing with how I want everything to be layered together. And I also pulled out a couple pattern paper that I knew I could fussy cut. So I'm going to fussy cut a couple of these little globes, and this is from Paige Evans Horizon. And then I'm also going to fussy cut a couple of the suitcases from this Jen Hadfield paper. The suitcases don't actually end up making the cut, but I do go ahead and fussy cut a few. So for our list of things, those were really the only paper items we were allowed to have. We could also have one alphabet, 2 packs of already used or already opened embellishments, and 1 color of ink, a date stamp, scissors, tape runner, and trimmer. And so as much as I tried to stick to the rules, I totally end up breaking the rules just a little bit, you guys. So I have to be totally honest. It was really hard for me to stick to the rules for this, just the essentials. So I'll show you here in a second what I ended up doing to break the rules. But I had some of these half cut apart florals left in this ephemera pack, and this was my already opened one. And you definitely know I've already used it because some of the florals were, you know, already cut in half. So I'm just kind of layering up things that I think will work. So this particular picture is when we went and stayed in at Aulani in Hawaii, which is like their Disney resort in Oahu. And so the kids thought it was really cool that while we were there, they got to hang out with all the Disney characters. So this was us having breakfast, and Minnie came by. And so that's just kind of what I'm documenting in this particular layout. And I changed my mind about which globe I wanted to use. I do want each of my clusters to have a globe. So I'm going to make sure to kind of balance my embellishments between those two sides. So I've got 2 sets of florals in each one. In the bottom corner, I'm going to add this little pink flamingo. And then in the top, I'm going to add that little guitar that has the like Hawaiian looking flowers on it. And this is where I break one of the rules, because I pull some dimensional adhesive to put behind my suitcase and my globe in the bottom. And then I also put some dimensional adhesive behind the globe up here in the top cluster. And that is just one of those things that, like, it is really hard for me to make a layout not using dimensional adhesive anymore, because I just love the look it creates and how much like added dimension and interest you get with that foam adhesive. So I broke the rules a little bit and cheated a little bit, and I'm sorry, but you know, it's okay. It's scrapbooking and there are no firm rules. So I used that alphabet that I had pulled. It is like a black and white polka dot with a little bit of a shimmer to it. And then my second embellishment pack that was already open are these words from Pink Fresh Joyful Day. So I included the word happiness underneath my title. And then I'm going to include a few of the flowers and hearts in my embellishment clusters, and I'm just kind of layering them up with my florals that are already on the page so that they look like they're part of the design and they're there like intentionally. And then I'm going to get the hearts in there as well. And then we're going to get to the part where I sort of cheat again. Actually, I think I cheat 2 more times. Yep, see, I'm showing off my cheat. I used my circle punch to just punch 2 circles from this black and white polka dot scrap piece of paper that I was using because I want to add one of each of those to each of the clusters. And then I also hand cut some small circles to make these into Mickey heads. So I'm just hiding 2 little Mickey heads into my embellishment clusters, and really I only use the pattern paper. So, you know, it still counts. So then I'm going to go ahead and take my roller stamp. I didn't use a date stamp. I used a phrase stamp instead. I find that I very rarely use an actual like date stamp, but I love my phrase stamps. So this one just says escape the ordinary. And then I cheat one more time and add some tiny black Nuvo drops to each of my clusters. But that's basically going to do it. So this is my take on Sarah's Just the Essentials challenge. Make sure you check out Sarah and Susanna's challenges and their layouts on their pages. And then if you're playing along, make sure you post your layouts in the Rediscover Your Stash group so that you can enter to win prizes. I'll see you soon. Bye!